So look at the huge big old pimple they put on my face. And this morning, when I first saw it, I did make an effort to, excuse me, pop it. But it hurt. So I left it alone. Wait for a moment. I left it alone. Now look. That's not what this video is about. This video is about, remember, okay, so at this park right here, it is two sides or two separate fields, right? It's across the street from where they're doing construction right now. They're building more apartments. So I think they're adding on to what's already there is what I think they're doing, or it could be something different under a different name behind it. I don't know. So from how much is left in this, you can tell what my face hygiene is like, right? But it's to be attacked. Also, just real quick, update on my skin. I've been keeping, you see, I've been walking around in a hoodie, and when I'm not in my hoodie, I try to make sure that I'm under something like this. I haven't been getting no sun. I might have got just, I don't know what to say about that. I might have gotten, I was in the sun recently. It's been in the last 4 or 5 days for about a 20-minute walk, and that was it. But in a month, okay, so we're talking about 2 weeks hotel stay and then 2 weeks outside. That's a month. They still have not allowed my complexion to revert to what it normally is. My legs, my lower extremities have been covered completely. Okay, like I haven't worn any shorts. Okay, so that's after the 2 week stay at the hotel, no shorts outside, and the complexion has not reverted. My arms, they have not let my arms revert. And my chest, I don't know. I feel like my face has improved just a little bit, but not been restored to its normal complexion. Okay. I just said that ain't what this video was about. This video is about the construction site and the type of dialogue. They hate when I don't even come here a lot. In fact, in the 2 weeks I've been here a total of 3 times. One day I stayed here almost all day. Another day I did a recon, so I guess that's 4. Just to see what it was like over here on this side. And then one day, I came and I sat over there on the bench for a couple hours because the guy was here. You know what? They were playing 1, 2, him, then the Asian guy and whatever it was. So that's 2. Black male, when they did that shit with my house shoes when I came, after I walked past him, they alarmed them up. Oh, that was all the same day. That's what was throwing my number off. That was all the same day. They were the reason I came up here, but when I came up here, he was here on his, having a lunch break or something. Or taking a phone call, I don't know. I didn't pay him any mind. So yeah, you know, but I told you everywhere I go, you know, they try to paint the picture like I'm there every day, all day, and then start trying to act like they don't need to retaliate as those that visit the park. And you know, most of the time that retaliation is a illusion, or is delusional. You know, like they will say things amongst themselves, in which I only hear a bit or a piece of it, but they're acting it out, just where I can't intervene. You know, where I don't get enough information to confront them about it. So, I see you looking at me, puppy. This video is about that. So look, and I don't know if it's like because there's a lot of I think it has something to do, you know, when certain things about Mexicans come up, they always mention, I told you, a relative of my name, and then but they also be saying that she had sex with Mexican guys, okay, and they would say pretty much that she was doing the things that I wouldn't do. So it's, after they suggest that's what she did, that I don't know, like they'll say something that she did do that I know of. So they'll talk about like, she had sex with an African guy. She told me that herself or whatever. And when, like I said, they'll say something that I have no way of knowing, along with saying something that I know, and my response to them is like, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, because that nasty bitch always doing some shit I wouldn't do. You know? You know? So, yeah, I don't know what it is, but like in terms of them attacking this tooth here lately, like I said, they've been mentioning her, and they mentioned things about her behavior and her activity, and they also mentioned how, because I didn't do certain things with certain ethnic groups, that that they have no way of they suggest they have no way of being in the frequencies they're in, frequencies of they call it, refer to it as headspace, but it's a frequency, and it's more than earning. It's like earning types of things they purchase and everything. So it's like approving things of monetary value. Okay, so they're saying since I didn't actually do it, they have no way of claiming that they are able or allowed to have these things or do these things. Okay. And, you know, every once, like I said, a few times I've been here, you know, once or twice, someone clearly let me know that they were aggravated. And then you see that recent thing with another Hispanic guy coming on to me. The one that wanted me to give him fellatio. And I have to correct myself again, like I did when I first mentioned it in the other video, because that wasn't how he approached me. He didn't approach me and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, oh, well, since you don't have sex, you know, what about some so he approached me wanting to have sex, and I was like, no. He was like, what about this? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, what about a hand job? That's how that went. So while they're discussing all these things, you know, invisibly harassing me about these things, of most things which I have no way of knowing. Okay, so that means when they're talking about the construction workers, and it's not just Hispanic, it might be a large. That's another thing I haven't paid attention to. You know, like I don't come here for this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to find a park where don't nobody come, where don't no one show up, because I'm always trying to isolate my dog. Okay. And don't nobody come here. Whenever I come to this park and that park, no one comes. Like that. It's nothing like other parks. No traffic. You know, and when something shows up, it's just one or two people, you know, in which I can move or relocate if, you know what I'm saying, I want to, but it don't be like that. You know they ain't planning on staying long. So, I was talking about, like I said, talking about them and their lifestyles, the type of things that they're doing, like going out to eat, having these get-togethers at home, cooking out, stuff like that while the feds are talking about all this stuff or whatever, that like I said, I don't have no way of knowing what these people do when they go home. Same thing, it's the same thing like Upland Avenue when I told you I didn't have a way of knowing what was going on inside of their homes unless they made it outside of their house and it hit the streets. You get what I'm saying? So they were talking about all these things or whatever, and so then they resurfaced. They brought it back up again, about sex. They said or started mentioning something about sex, and I was like, oh yeah, like the guy that wanted me to, it was like it's like for $60 or whatever. And I said, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm not gonna be sucking no dick. And I said, not to contradict myself, I said, but if you gave me $1 million right now today, I would suck a dick and I would do it real good, and it would appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, don't think that if you ask me this tomorrow that the answer is going to be the same, because the value is going to go up. But I said, if you gave me $1 million right now today, I'd do it. And then they started talking about sex, and it was like for $1 billion. Just stupid. These federal agents. And I was like, no, because I already have $1 billion, and I said I would never do that. I said, it's like I had the key. Okay, I knew exactly what I had to do in order to get this out. I said, you motherfuckers change the locks on the gate and are on the inside pretending to be me while I'm stuck outside and now I have to break in. I said, I already have $1 billion. I just have to break in and get it. I made it already. I made that money already. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why would I do something that compromises me, okay, for $1 billion when I already have it? I'd rather go get my own. And that's how that went.